Welcome once again back to the lab. It is your old Professor Pilk, and one thing I haven't really done much are Pokemon cards. We've done a lot of the digital games, and with my wife being huge into Pokemon cards for years and years, even my kids getting into it recently and making the recent purchase of the Trading Card Classic game, which actually is kind of chilling up here as my backdrop. I pretty much have decided I want to start a master collection. So since we've been collecting cards, we've been collecting a ton of 151, and we are about halfway through a master collection. It's really good. Now, you will notice one big caveat here. There are some Japanese and there are some English cards. I'm not going to differentiate for my very first master collection. Basically, I'm going to count for my purposes. So say case in point with the Pikachus here. If I have an English card, I'll input an English card. But if all I have is the Japanese, we will make do with that. And the one big caveat to this is if I have a Pokeball or Master Ball version, I'll consider that like a reverse holo. So that's kind of how I'm doing my first quote-unquote master collection. I get it's not specifically English or Japanese like most people like to do, but it's my first set, and this is how we're going to do it. As English cards have become extremely rare and hard to find, or even way too expensive to collect, we started collecting the Japanese cards as they became much cheaper. In fact, if you guys remember back to Collecticon last year, I did a rip until you hit, and I opened 8 packs before I got my first hit. So at 25 bucks, that became a little under $4 a pack. It was very affordable, and at the time, I think US packs were around $7 to $8, even maybe $10, depending on where you bought them. But as you can see here, we're doing pretty good. But follow along with me today as we talk about our plan for this and how we're actually going to complete this collection. Love this Diglett. So at the moment, this is kind of where we left off. So I've got to pick up with my Abra and Kadabra. And yes, I know the bulk is in here. The full arts aren't. We'll get to those here in a little bit, but I think this is fine for the bulk at the moment. Here's the going plan, and I'll kind of splice in some video that I recorded the other day on this. But a while back, my wife pulled the full art of the Charizard, but in an English variant. Now, that thing was pristine, like perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to send that off and get that graded. I am being entrusted with something pretty major here, and you'll understand what I mean by that here in a moment. I'm being really delicate with these because these are all full arts. This is the wife's Horde. And we're looking for one Pokemon in particular. There he is. Charizard EX from 151. I've gridded this sucker up. Let's go ahead and grab our grid real quick. Right here. And I'll give you a rough idea, but it looks really good. Now, I've lost a lot on the back. The back on this one is even better looking than any of the other ones I've sent off so far. So I think this could be a 10. And if that's a 10, you know what this goes for. I'm not actually going to pull it out of this. I mean, it is in a side sleeve here, but I'm not going to pull it out while I'm holding the camera. I'm going to set the camera down to do this. So successfully extracted. We're going to go put it. We got to put it in a regular penny sleeve. It's in these really nice sleeves. And I'm not sending one of these off. This is going off to PSA. So take a wild guess as to what kind of grade we're going to get. I feel like it's a pretty darn good one. Like I said, the back's even better than the front. So, PSA wants to put this in a penny sleeve and a floppy sleeve, so we're going to do that. Here's the old sleeve. It's a very nice sleeve. I love these sleeves. We've gotten a regular penny sleeve because you don't get sleeves back. Back even looks really good. A lot of times these cards tend to be really top heavy or left heavy or something like that. This one looks really good. Glare's kind of giving it a little bit of a left heavy feel, but it's not. It's actually like right on. I've actually, like I said, gridded this sucker up and it looks really solid. We'll see what PSA says. I've done their express service, so we should have this back here in about 2 weeks. And we're going to go package it up and send it off to PSA. As you can see here, we've got a lot of Japanese. The whole reason we're doing this is because, honestly, for what the US one sells for, I can get the Japanese and all the cards we're missing in the master set literally for just this trade. I have a couple other trades, but we're going to go to Card Party here at the end of the month, and we're going to see if we can trade up one Charizard for a whole completed master. Well, what's remaining of our master set. All right, y'all. The moment of truth. We got our package back from PSA. Let's see what we got. I've not looked online. I know you can cheat. I didn't do that. I really hope this is a 10, because if it's a 9, that significantly decreases the value, and it kind of ruins my plans, but we'll see. Let's open this sucker up and see what we got. I have been extremely, extremely nervous about this. All right, y'all. Here we go. For all this bubble wrap, that had better be a 9, or it better not be a 9. All right. All right, I am going to cover up. First things first. That thing is absolutely crispy. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Oh. All right, let's flip it over here. No spoilers, no spoilers. Sorry, my lighting's a little bad today. That looks so good, though. Oh, man, this really almost deserves the studio light treatment. All right. Place your bets, guys. What do you think? Let's look at this real closely here. Look at that. Flip it over one more time. The back looks gorgeous. Time for the reveal. In 3, 2, 1. How? This thing is like immaculate. I'm going to take a real close look at this. What do I do, guys? This changes plans for me. I was really thinking this was going to be a 10 and to be a flip. Do we send it back in? Change our plans? What do we do, guys? I have been scrutinizing over this decision for quite a bit of time. Obviously, I was really banking on this being a 10. I'm going to send it back in. I finally made the choice. I'm just going to send this back, and with a couple other cards that I'm going to get graded as well. And we'll kind of discuss that here in a second. But I really feel like this deserves a better grade. Like, the corner cuts are really good. What I thought was curling just turned out to be a glare. I really feel like this is a better card than they're giving us credit for. So, where we were going to swap this and try to finish out the collection, but as you can see, the collection's actually pretty stacked. There's really not a huge amount that I need until we kind of get to our full arts. And that's really only a couple of pages. And a lot of those aren't insanely expensive. So we're going to kind of bank on the fact that I have a PSA 10 dupe that we could probably swap for a bunch of different things. I think the 9's going to stay put. I'm just going to send it off, get it regraded. There's just a lot of options here on the table. So my final decision is I am officially going to Card Party this weekend. I am going to be trying to complete the set there. I don't know if it's possible, but we're going to give it our best shot. Now, not only do I have all of these as my Chinese dupes, these are just all bulk cards that are up for grabs. I also have this full binder. And in the front, I have all the English cards. And in the back here, I've got all the Japanese cards. So if you're going to be there and you've got cards to trade, I will have cards to trade in this particular binder. Plus, like I said, I have an extra slab that we can barter, not to mention a number of other slabs that we can use as currency while we're there. So my concept with this was to just basically see what we could get for trading a singular slab. And I think what we're going to do instead, we'll revisit that because I'm going to send these off to get graded, as well as the lower evolutions. So each evolution line, if you can get PSA 10s in those evolution lines, each one is $500. So really, in theory, I could be holding $1,500 or more right here. We just won't know until we get these back from grading, and that's going to take a certain amount of time. I'm not going to pay for the upgrade this time, and we're going to send that in along with this for the regrade. So we'll probably have these back sometime towards the end of summer. So all of that said and done, that is the current concept. I'm going to be at Card Party the Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, I cannot make Friday, but Saturday and Sunday I'll be there. I'll be available for trades. I will be hanging out all day, all night, whole 9 yards, and we'll be back up there again on Sunday to try to complete this whole collection at that event. So I hope to see you there, guys. I'm so looking forward to this. It's going to be a ton of fun. I really wish the original concept worked out, but as I said, we'll revisit that for a later video. For my first master collection, though, however, I think this is good enough. This is a great start, and see you guys all there. After the convention is over, we'll get it all edited up, and you guys will see the results. Make sure you guys subscribe to stay up to date. Make sure you guys like the video. Every thumbs up is a wish for luck, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys there.